So Rick here from Art of Guitar. Richard, so happy to welcome you here.
It's nice to be here.
It's such a privilege, man. It is such a privilege.
Be here in the desert, in the heat.
And how's it been so far?
Brutal.
So you've been in Riyadh already?
Riyadh was very, very hot.
Yeah.
This is not quite as bad. At least there's some moisture in the air here.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. See how it is tomorrow when you go for your jog in the morning.
Yeah.
So.
No, I don't think I'm going to make that mistake again.
But, you know, really, in all seriousness, I really wanted to thank you taking the time out. I know you've got a massively busy schedule, and we've got a whole room out of there that you can probably hear in the background. Mainly students and tutors of ours who, you know, for them to come and see you and, you know, listen to you maybe play a couple of licks, talk about how you get different sounds out of the amps, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody.
I think they're very excited.
That's great.
We've had an amazing reaction to the whole event. So.
Oh, that's great. I love what you guys are doing here and bringing guitar to the Middle East.
You know, it's as we were talking, looking in the vintage room, it's like, you know, that room was twice as full literally 2 months ago. So anybody would have thought, you know, are there really people in the Middle East who are buying 1961 Strats? There are, because we sold one a month ago, you know, and it's
that's awesome
to see that. Because before Art of Guitar opened, you couldn't buy a vintage guitar anywhere in the Middle East. And we get people coming from Riyadh, from Saudi Arabia, people coming from Kuwait, all over the GCC. We even from Egypt and Turkey, you know, around the Middle East. And we might even have a show of hands when we go out and meet everybody later. But I know for sure that we've got people here who've come to see, especially who have come from Bahrain, have come from Qatar, come from Kuwait and stuff.
That's great.
So, you know, and it just shows how I think as a region, the Middle East is really exploding musically, you know, and it's great to be part of it.
That's really cool. Very cool.
And you've played here before, you said. How long ago was it?
Yeah, well, we played Abu Dhabi in 23. We played Dubai in, I think it was 18. I think maybe 21 we were here even. Yeah.
So you like it?
Yeah, we've done really well here. And yeah.
Excellent. I'll make sure we've got even more vintage in next time you come.
Okay, good,
But
good.
As a region, I mean, it's phenomenal, as you say, you know, 23, I think. I mean, that's not that long ago.
No.
But on the drive over, you know, so much has changed just in that time. You know, there's whole buildings and complexes that just
in Abu Dhabi, it's incredible how quickly it changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you find, how do you find the fans and stuff? So you've just played India. That compared to Riyadh, and do you see a difference?
Oh, yeah. India was really special because it was a big market for us. We haven't been there in the last 10 years, so I think it's been like 13 years since we'd played in India. So that was a big event for them. So it was, that was really great. And we've never been
all
to
the members back in as well.
Yeah, we've not been to Saudi Arabia before, so that was exciting, and a lot of people were excited about that.
Yeah. Was it as you expected it to be? The crowd and the reaction?
The crowd was fantastic. Yeah, I don't really have expectations with audiences, you know.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we know it's going to be amazing tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow will be fun.
I think 90% of our customers are going because we've asked them and we've talked about it. And that's why so many of them have, you know, come down to see you tonight as well. But you know, a massive band in the region, and I think everybody's super excited about it.
Yeah, we're excited. Seems like there's a lot more bands coming here now, a lot more shows, and
It is.
That's good to see.
It's really accelerating. It's really accelerating. We were putting events on in Kuwait a couple of years ago, and even then it was starting to get busier and busier, and artists that hadn't come before were coming out.
We just played for the first time in Bahrain. We had not been there before. And
that's right. And you know, at the last the Bahrain Grand Prix, and Eric Clapton played after that as well. Yeah. And then we've got Metallica at the end of the year after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and you know, I mean, all the big names, including the biggest, are coming out here. So we're super excited.
And you've had them here at the shop, apparently. That's pretty great.
We have indeed.
Ed Sheeran was here. That's amazing. That's like huge.
He's saying that about you now.
Yeah, sure.
That's definitely for sure. Filippo was saying that you have a guitar for almost the different regions. So like the plain one that's not leather coated is like the international one.
No, you know, it really depends on. We have two different. We have two rigs. So there's an A rig and a B rig. So if our B rig is shipping to South America right now.
That's one, and another one is coming. So.
Wow, this is the OG.
So, to complete the intro here, you know, one of the great reasons you're here as well is because of our partners, Pleti Guitars, and we're very, very privileged to, you know, be their partner for the whole of the region. We have all of the range of the guitars, from the super expensive art series to what we call the rock series. And I think for your guitars, we've got, you have 3 different models, and we've got all of the 3 different models.
Oh, fantastic. So. Yeah, this was the original one, which is, how old are the wine barrels?
150.
250 years. 150. So the Pleti family has been involved in wine production for generations, obviously. And they took these huge vats, the wine barrels, and repurposed the old wood. And so this is chestnut, and it's 150-year-old chestnut wine barrels.
And you think we talked about, actually, you know, does it give it a distinct tone?
I had never used a chestnut guitar before.
Yeah.
And I was skeptical because, I mean, you know, tone woods are tone woods, and they're sort of proven to, you know, certain woods to have different qualities. So I wasn't familiar with it, but it really, these are really great sounding instruments. And they did, this is a copy of a 51 Nocaster pickup that I had that they did a version of, and then they put my treble bleed capacitor in here system. So when you back the volume down, it cleans up and gets bright and chimey, and then the P90.
Yeah, because you do that. I've heard that about you playing a lot. Is that is exactly how you'll clean up a lot of time. It's just rolling back on the volume a bit. Just to
that's
get a bit
very,
more.
very important to me.
Yeah.
And what we did was, I like, in my opinion, Leo's Fender sort of messed up when he could have, when he had his lap steel pickup, he had to angle it, right? So he could angle it this way, which is what he did. But I think that he made the mistake. He should have angled it the opposite way. Jimi Hendrix fixed it by being left-handed.
Yeah, he turned it upside down.
And same with the headstock. Having a left-handed headstock puts more tension on the lower strings, which is really where you want it. Exactly. And the top strings are easier to bend.
Yeah.
Because there's less tension. And I mean, when you're...
Wow, so it's not just aesthetics, that's actually adding to the tone and the playability.
And as you... I mean, generally, as an electric guitar player, when you're playing down low, you're on your bridge pickup. You're not on your neck pickup.
Yeah.
And as you get higher, you switch to your neck pickup. Well, that's you know, it's a warmer tone. So it makes more sense to angle it this way so that your low strings are brighter and more percussive and chimier, and your higher, thinner strings are more mellow and.
Got it. That makes sense.
So that was the reason why we did that.
You worked very closely with Pleti to get to the guitars you wanted and you needed, and they play a big part of your set. I know you play a lot of different guitars as well, but seeing the pictures from India and some from Riyadh already, and the one that's not actually in here, I think I've seen in your hands on both of those.
Yeah, that's right. The one that, well, you know, they're sort of interchangeable. It's just depending on where we are.
How you feel.
Yeah. Well, depending on which rig we're using. Okay. So I've got one, the other rig has, I think it's a white leather top.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And what made you pick Pleti? Was there a certain instance that happened?
I played them at a NAMM show and was really impressed with how they sounded and the artistry of their builds. Yeah. I was really impressed. So, and they've been great to work with. Yeah,
we agree. We're very good partners with them too. So it's been fantastic, and you know, very thankful in them helping us bring all of this together as well. So that's fantastic. So how about we go out and play a couple of them? I think got some people waiting for us to do
let's do it.
Let's go. Thank you so much.